think when I initially started this, I had like 200 or 300 people on my list. So it's grown almost a little over 500 just since I think the end of February. So yeah, it's amazing. Hey, welcome back to the Stationary Muse channel. My name is Tatiana and I'm a mentor and business coach for women wanting to start creative businesses. And I really have been enjoying doing these Tuesday business videos. They are perfect for anyone that's just kind of not sure where to get started. And today's video is going to be brought to you by one of the viewers of my channel. I love you guys so much. So this is from Nicole, and she said, I love your videos, but can you show us how you email market? I'm having like a really tough time email marketing. I don't even know really where to start. I've been trying to figure it out, but it's really complicated. So I want to help you guys out and talk to you a little bit more about this process. As I think most of us, we just probably feel like, oh, email's not really that important. Oh, email's dead, or whatever preconceived notion you may have. But the reality is your email list is probably one of the most important things in your business, mainly because it is going to be the direct source to your people. So we are going to talk all about that. If that's something you guys are interested in, then just keep watching. Today, I have 5 tips for you on this specific topic of growing your email list. Point number 1 that I really want to get into, why do you need an email list in the first place? Let's just say, for example, like there have been in the past, there's been situations where Instagram or Facebook have been down. Imagine you have this list of people that you have brought into your business and you know that they are your target customer. They like what you have to say, they love what you sell, and you know that they're interested, and for some reason one of the social networks kind of went down or they went away, and you have this golden list, as I love to refer to it as. That is your customers, that is your people, and that is the genuine group that you are going to want to grow with and you're going to nurture, and why you need them. And so to me, having an email list is just really, honestly, it's something that you own. It's your own. If someone is signing up for your email list, it is because they genuinely wanted to. They genuinely showed interest in something that you shared, versus if it's, social media. Sometimes people just come across things based off of hashtags or algorithm stuff, and they may not necessarily be there for you. They're just kind of on the platform for just whatever reason. But if someone's on Instagram or Facebook and they happen to see something that you are doing as your opt-in, which we're going to talk about, then it'll entice them to take a second step outside of social media, sign up for your email list, and now they are a part of this group of people that have like interests, and you're able to target them for specific things, nurture them with weekly emails or however you do it, and then ultimately do launches and sell to them occasionally. That is why you need an email list. Anyone was to take away social media, you would really not care because you still are able to contact your people. Okay, so my second point is to know your audience. And to me, this is part of the foundation of your business, and that is knowing who you want to sell to. Who is this for? It's really important to know who your target customer is, what they like, what they don't like, why they like to come to you. All of those things are really important. And so who is your ideal customer? Who is this person that you are wanting to speak to when you use your specific voice for your business, your brand voice essentially? So really think about your target person, create kind of like a little profile in a sense. So think about the demographic. Is it a male? Is it a female? How old are they? Where do they live? What do they like to do? Where do they work? What is their life at home like? Where do they hang out? Where do they shop? All of these questions are very important because it gives you a sense of who you are working with, or who essentially you're working for, because you're going to be serving this list. Just like with my own personal business, I really had to pinpoint down. I know that my demographic is 25 to 44. It is women, pretty much 100%. They love to be on social media. They love to be on their mobile devices. They love organization and crafting and paper goods, and they are multifaceted. They have a lot of things going on. They're busy, but they also have this genuine interest of wanting to start something of their own. This is just a little bit into who my target audience is, but you want to get really specific with yours. You can even name the person if you want to. Okay, so point number 3 is to create an opt-in or a freebie. And this is really the key to all of this. So if you've been wondering this far, like, okay, all that stuff is great, but how do I actually implement this and make it happen? This is how. One very easy opt-in or freebie you can do is a coupon code. Like, very simply put, hey, sign up for this and you will get 10% off your next order, or you'll get 15% off of your first purchase. that is a very simple one. Another one, if you guys are familiar, I have that fear model for goals that I kind of shared on this channel. It's on my blog. I have links to it everywhere. That is another example of, it's a little bit more involved, a little extra, but it's another example of an email list opt-in. Essentially, it's a training that I created. No one pays anything. And that's the other thing. Remember, this is something you're making where your customer or your audience, they don't have to pay anything. It doesn't require a lot for them other than to input their email. And even better, it doesn't cost you anything. So it shouldn't be like where you're feeling like you're having to give away a product or something like that. A coupon code, a little PDF download, a digital file, anything like that is perfect for this kind of stuff. And so you want to package it in a way that attracts that person. And that's why you need to know who your audience is. And so for you guys, as I've gotten to know you over the time of me creating my videos and creating my products, and I knew that the fear model for goals was going to be a really good training, and it has done really well for growing my email list. Daily, I am getting people joining the list, and so I know that it's something great. And what is also really important when you're creating your opt-in is to think about something that is timeless. So you can have this thing going no matter what time of year it is. It's always going to just be perfect for the timing. And so the fear training was perfect in the sense of when I first released it, and it's still going to be perfect 2 or 3 years from now, even though I'll probably switch it up. But you can create something that can essentially last a while, and you know you're constantly going to be getting people to sign up. So start kind of thinking about what can you offer people that is free for you to create, doesn't require them to do much, and that is timeless and something that no matter what time of year it is, they can always get it. So a coupon code to me is perfect for that. You can see if that's something you want to do, if it fits within your business model. That's a really easy way to set it up. So that is the first thing, is to create that. And if you decide to do a digital download or something, you can create it on Canva. You could do it in my favorite program, Illustrator or InDesign. And then from there, you want to, upload it wherever you're going to give it to them. And now we're going to get into the fun part of everything. So I actually use Flodesk for my email platform currently. I actually used to have MailChimp pretty much since I started my business up until about the end of last year. I had MailChimp, and then I switched over to Flodesk. Now, Flodesk is a paid option, but what I really like about it is just how minimal it is. It's very easy on the eyes. It's even more of a simple user experience, which is my favorite part, because I like MailChimp, but MailChimp seems kind of clunky to me in certain things you're trying to do. And I always just felt like I was like, wait, how do you do this again? And not even because I'm not like a techie person, because I am pretty techie, but it's just the way they had it laid out. Just something was always just like, wait, what is going on again? So I just like the minimalism of Flodesk, but there are so many out there. I know what I'm gonna show you can also do with ConvertKit as well. So you can choose your platform, and most of these do have it where if you have up to a certain amount of people, you actually can stay on a free plan. I know for sure, I think MailChimp is like up to 2,000 people, and I want to say ConvertKit might be 1,000, but don't quote me on that. You guys can check for sure. And I'm going to show you guys what my next point of this actually is, and that is to create a nurture sequence. And so basically what happens is you will essentially create the opt-in that you want, and then once you get the people on the list, it's time to nurture those people. And when I say nurture, I basically mean that, okay, now that they've signed up for your list, you don't want that to be it. Just like if you meet a new friend somewhere, you want to kind of get in with them a little bit, get to know them a little bit, have them get to know you. And that is what is all part of this nurturing process. Let's get into Flodesk. All right, so this is Flodesk. Like I told you guys, it's just like a minimalist dream. Not that I'm a minimalist. I'm sure y'all can look around and see I'm not in real life. But when it comes to my design of my business and the aesthetic that I want to go for, I love to be minimal. So I'm going to log in. They do have a free trial for this. I'll have a link down below that will actually get you guys 50% off of what it actually is per month, because I think it's like, I want to say it's like $40 or $38 a month or something normally, and then the discount I have down there will get it for half the price, which is like 19 bucks or something, which is really not bad. So if you do end up liking this platform, that link is down below. Okay, so I wanted to get into this really quickly with you guys. So right now, when you first get on, you're seeing all my emails. These are just different emails that I send out to my email list on a regular basis. But what I want to get into is the first part is the audience. So you guys are really getting an inside look into how I have things set up. So right now you have your subscribers subscribers, and then you have your segments. And this is going to be very similar on pretty much any email platform that you choose, not just Flodesk. So your subscribers is essentially everyone that is on your email list, which I'm not going to click on that because I would actually show personal emails. But your segments, I will show. This is where you can segment people out based off of what they have signed up for. Right now, this is kind of what we're looking at here. So I'm on my way to 1,000 subscribers. That is my goal, you guys. I really started taking this very seriously at the beginning of this year, honestly. Like, I am new to this, but it has been very successful for me, very successful. So it's been moving very quickly. I think when I initially started this, I had like 200 or 300 people on my list. So it's grown almost a little over 500 just since I think the end of February. So yeah, it's amazing. So I have all of these different little like segments that I've broken it out into. So when someone signs up for something, and I'll show you guys the one that's really doing well, it's this fear model one. So the fear model, anytime someone finds that, they click on the link, it takes them to sign up, and I'll show you guys that. And then from there, they get added into this segment, which is the fear model opt-in. And you can have a lot of different segments. You can have one that's like 10% off coupon segment, or digital file segment. You can name them whatever you want, and that way you know how the people got on your list, and that kind of helps you know, like, okay, ooh, this group might be interested in this product. Let me just send out an email to this group only. So it's really, really helpful for that. But you can always just create one, just basic one that's just your general list. You don't have to get into these, but I do suggest it just for better research to know your people. Okay, so then we get into the forms. And so this is where people will click on a link and it will take them to something. This is also where you can create it to actually just live on a page on your website. So let's just say that when they get on your homepage, they're kind of scrolling and then maybe a pop-up happens. Or they're scrolling and they see maybe like underneath, I don't know, something on your homepage, it says, oh, subscribe to the email list. So this is essentially where you create the actual forms that you will use for people. So as you can see, there's the pop-up right there. Then I have a couple down here. I don't even think I ever set this one up. This one right here, this is an actual full page one. So if they click on a link, it'll take them to this page to sign up. This one actually lives in a blog post on my site, I believe. And then of course my pop-up, and you can actually select your delay, at least on Flodesk. I'm sure you can on other ones as well, where it's like if you're on my site for 10 seconds and then it kind of pops up as you're scrolling on there, which is really cool. So it's a great way to just get people's attention when they're on your site. So then that way you can know, like, okay, this is what's happening. As you guys can see, I did that Trello video last week. So this is the Trello one to show you that as well. So, you know, people are opting into it. And, you know, honestly, I'm not a person that expects like this huge amount of people at the beginning. I've always been more of a steady growth type of person in life, in business, just in general. So I am right there with you. I can relate to you guys 100% with having the smaller numbers, because that is the reality of most of us with business. But what you have to realize is that it might be smaller numbers, but these are your targeted people that you really want to be reaching. So now we're going to get into the fun part, which is the actual nurture sequence. And the one I'm going to show you guys is the one that is the fear model for goals. So let's click on that one. And I have it called the fear model lead magnet drip, which is over here. And I'm going to click on this. I'm going to actually have to pause it in order to show you guys, which is fine. So now you can see how it works. So basically the first thing that has to happen is something has to trigger people to actually join the email list. So a trigger would be if you are on my YouTube video and then you go to click the link in the description and it takes you to that full page. You put in your email and your name, you hit submit, and then next thing you know, you have an email in your inbox. Well, in order to get that email in your inbox, I have to set up the workflow for that to happen properly, because if not, you'll just put your email in and then you'll just like never get anything. And that has happened before, y'all, because I forgot to turn the button on or something. So that's the reality of life. It happens. Okay, so now we're on here, and basically if you guys look, as I said, there's the trigger. So you can see that, and the trigger, I called that list fear model opt-in, and I showed you guys that. So once they are added to that segment, and that happens from any of those forms, then they get this email right here. So if we open up this email, but just so you can get an idea. So when they open up this email, this is the email they get. So I created this. This is a drag and drop builder. You can type all kind of things in. They have so many fun little layouts and features over here, colors. Like, let me just show you guys the layouts that you can choose over here on the side. They are just so cute. So over here, you can see I have my big quote, and then I just have some text. This is linked to the workbook that they can get. got a little image in there, and then a link that takes them to the training. And I've actually embedded the video right in here. So everything's right there for them. So they get this right away from me. It's perfect, it's great. And then it's like, oh my gosh, I got the training, wonderful, congratulations. So after that, you don't want to just leave them with that thing you promised. So if you did send them that 10% off coupon, they need to get that right away. That's important. But then after that, it should continue. So the next thing I have is I wait 1 day. I have a time delay on this, and you can make your delay whatever you want. You could do 2 days, 3 days. I wouldn't wait too long because you want to make sure that they kind of remember that they signed up. So I would say maybe no more than a 2 or 3 day wait. And so then this is the second email they get. So now they get another email from me the following day that welcomes them to the Stationary Muse family. And there's just some information in here. I got the little thing that will automatically populate their name, which is really cool. It makes it even more personalized for them. And then we have just some more information. So as you guys can see, I just kind of put this together, got some links in there, things for them to do, got a little code that you guys are getting a glimpse of, which is fine. And then I don't let them go yet. I keep it going. I wait another day. And then I go based off of, okay, now did they open the fear model for goals or did they not? And this is a great way to really get to someone, like let's say you really worked hard on something and then you see that they never open the email and you're like, ooh, what are you missing out on this coupon? You're missing out on this training. And we kind of spark that interest again. And so I have 2 different ones. So if they opened it, I have an email for them. And if they didn't open it, I have an email for them. And essentially we can just open one of them so you guys can see. Basically, it's just kind of the language in there is targeted around like, hey, you should definitely still check this out, if you're interested. And then I give them just some extra little stuff, and I have a link to a video. This is a perfect way for you to just, if you have a lot of content out there that really fits what your target market needs, this is perfect for this. You can link all kinds of things that are relevant to them and that are of value. And so then after that, I wait 1 more day, and then the last email is this doses of inspiration. And this is where I'm basically sending them just some extra info from me and some places that they can check out some things for if you need more help with being disappointed, if you want to start a stationery business, if you want to achieve a goal. So just different things. And so I think something like this, a sequence is perfect. Even if you are starting a business and you're like, okay, what the heck am I supposed to talk about on here? If you have a website and you've created a blog, you can link them to a couple things. If you have a couple of products that you think would be really perfect for them. And that is going to get me into my next point, which is to bring the value. If you're starting a business, you're going out with the intention of bringing in some income. And so without even getting into that, we know that goes without saying. I really would say that for a small business, especially a small creative business, when you have really pinpointed the right person, you want to provide like 85% to 90% value. So that basically means that in more than half of your emails, you are not selling to them. It really will depend on what kind of business you have. But let's just say, for example, if you're in the beauty industry and maybe you do sell different types of beauty products, maybe skincare, makeup products, different things like that. I'm actually going to take it and run with this whole thing. So let's say that's the case. So maybe your opt-in essentially would be, okay, here is my 5, you might do like a little PDF guide, 5 steps for getting bomb skin, or 5 steps for getting a golden glow. And you have these 5 steps. And so people will get attracted like, ooh, I want to be glowing. I want to look all cute. And so then they join that list. You'll set up your nurture sequence. Maybe the first email will have, the actual PDF download. And then your second email might actually introduce them to you. And you'll talk a little bit about your background, how you got started with your business, what kind of value you want this list to be for them. Like, you can expect to see beauty tips and things to boost your confidence and, things like that are all still surrounding your product, but you're not directly talking about the product, if that makes sense. You want to bring that value to them so then that way they feel like, oh, I feel like I know this person, I trust them, they're giving me something in exchange for me giving them my email, which I didn't have to do, which is, kind of getting into my personal space a little bit. So that's really nice of them to provide me with some value. So think about it like that. Don't think about it in the sense of like, oh, I got to create all this content, because I promise you it will come back to you when it's actually time to launch something, because these people have been nurtured and you've been taking care of them and you've been giving them everything that they need. So let's say if you do this properly and you start your email list before you even launch your business, and then you have this little 5-step guide that goes out, all these people are signing up. Let's say you get like 100 people off of this thing in like 3 weeks, which would be so cool. And then now you've been kind of nurturing them. And so that was the next point that I wanted to talk about, and that is to show up regularly. Once you have these people in there, you've nurtured them in your nurture sequence, now you want to actually make sure that you are consistently showing up. And I know that I even talked about this in my last video, I am not the most consistent person when it comes to just content creation in general. So I'm not here to be like pointing fingers at you like, oh, you need to do this, because I can't tell you that when I'm not doing it. But what I will say is you want to try to aim for that. You know, reality is life happens. Sometimes the creativity is not there. Your computer is messed up. Whatever the case is, that's fine. But just know that you have kind of an expectation of yourself of like, okay, I should be showing up for my email list at least once a week. And when you show up for them, you're making sure you're providing that value. So it's just this very nice little relationship that starts to build. You kind of bring them in with the opt-in. They sign up. They see it. They see you actually delivered on what you promised. They have that. And then you follow up with them for a couple days or a week or so. They get to know you and your business even more. And then you can't just disappear. You got to still stay consistent and keep showing up. And so that is where that comes into play. And when you show up, the more you show up, that's a very easy way to provide that value for them over and over again. So when it is time to finally launch your new product or your collection or whatever it is, it's really easy for you to then slip it in and kind of be like, hey y'all, by the way, I have this new product that's coming out, or I have a sale on my site right now for you to check out. New launch coming in 2 weeks. And it's easier for you to slip that in because they don't feel like, well, geez, every email they send is them selling me something. You don't want people to feel like that. And people will unsubscribe, whether you're selling to them or not. People will just unsubscribe. They like to clean out their inboxes. It's natural. It's normal. I personally do it myself, so I can't fault someone for doing it to mine. That happens, but you can definitely make your chances greater of staying in their inbox by providing them with value that they actually appreciate. I hope that that was helpful to you guys. I could get into so much more about this topic. If there's anything you want me to actually touch on even deeper, I promise that I can. If you guys have questions about any type of creative business related things, leave them down below and possibly I can make it into a video. So give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.